Alright, so this is going to be a video on a router I just purchased. It's actually the Asus AC87R router. You see it up here. This is the retail version. There's a U that they sell directly. This one I actually purchased it in, at Best Buy, and I have this one right here is a Linksys 610N, and I have a e2000 that's actually right behind this TV right here. So it's actually what you see right in front of here. It's running DDWRT, so it's a hacked firmware. And then I have the other router, which is about 5 feet away from this location. And this one is running, well, it's this Asus stock firmware on here. And in order for me to get the speeds that I got in the 5 gigahertz, because I know a lot of people are having issues with the 5 gigahertz band, I actually had to turn off enable wireless scheduler. I had to turn that off, and I think that's actually all I modified from here. So what I'm going to do here is that the Fire TV, that's the device you see there, actually gets pretty good speeds in both wireless and wired. The wired is limited to 100 megabits per second, and because it's running wireless, and keep in mind this device right here actually does not have an AC chip in it, unlike the S5, which I'm currently filming this from. That one does have an AC, and I have a Time Warner 100 megabit connection that's actually going to be going up to a 300 megabit after they finish their digital switchover. So for the purpose of this, there's actually these three up here are these two right here. My internet is the 2.4 gigahertz radio that's off the Asus. My internet 5 is a 5 gigahertz, and the my internet 2 is actually the 5 gigahertz for the e2000 running on DDWRT. So I guess the purpose of this video is it worth purchasing this this kind of router right now? So what I did is I actually ran a couple tests already. I did this by going here under the Wi-Fi speed test, and unfortunately this app doesn't actually allow me to run this test from the wired connection. So I'll actually show you over here. So this is the my internet 5. See, this one says link speed of 300, which actually is pretty good. If I go to the next one, it should be the 2.4 gigahertz version. There it is. And it says link speed is 144. And then if I go to this first one right here, this one was the my internet's 2, which is the 5 gigahertz band running off that e2000, and that one says 300. Just to recap, this is also 300 for the link speed. So currently it's on my internet 5, as you can see up there. If I hit start, I don't have it set up. Hold on 1 minute. I have to hit Samba client, and this is actually talking to my NAS server. It's a Synology 1800. I'm sorry, 1812 plus. Oops. Having trouble clicking there. There you go. As you see up there, it says link speed 300 megabits per second. And believe it or not, this is actually wireless right now. And what I'm going to do is, using the Fire TV remote, I'm just going to hit home. I'm going to go to XBMC. And I'll go under videos, and then sure, why not, Watchmen. I'll start from 10 minutes and 46 seconds. As you can see right here on the bottom, it's a DTS surround sound 5.1. This file is roughly, I don't know, about 13 gigs or so. Look at that, it's not stuttering. I'm going to use this real quick to hit the little O, that we can see the numbers up there. This is off the XBMC, the SPMC version. As you can see right here, it says dropped, and it's 1, so it's only dropped 1 frame. And this is currently running on wireless. Now I wouldn't be able to do this on a 2.4 frequency, but that also could be the fact that it's a heavily congested band. So if I open up Wi-Fi analyzer on my tablet here, I can tell this is the actual 5 gigahertz band. And as you can see, there isn't much to compete. But if I go under the 2.4, now that's a lot different. See that? So this is running pretty well right now. I'm gonna actually stop this film. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go under the Wi-Fi settings, and I'm gonna go into Wi-Fi Manager, and I'm gonna switch to My Internet 2, and I'll do a connect here. And keep in mind, this is a router that costs, I don't know, if they're $40 refurbished. You can probably find it cheaper now. So it's running DDWRT. I only have the 5 gigahertz band open right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to that same place, XBMC, go to that movie. I'll start from 12. Actually, this might not let me do it. I might actually have to close out this and then get back on. Sometimes it forces you to do that if you reset any of the connections. Hopefully it lets me go through now, but there you go. So keep in mind, I went from a $300 router, it's actually $280, but after tax, let's just say it's $300, to a $40 router running DDWRT, and I'm going to hit the same thing. Uh-oh. There you go, under drop frames, as you can see up there. It's 0. There you go. It's pretty good. So, and I understand, I mean, a lot of people are probably going to be commenting on my video saying that, I mean, the whole point of AC isn't really to compare just a single stream, but I mean, it's the fact that you can use 5 gigahertz and not step on, I mean, there's more channels opened. We all know that the 2.4 gigahertz band only supports 3 true channels that don't overlap with each other, and that's 1, 6, and 11. And if you're part of Europe, I think it opens up to 11 and 13 as well, but that's a different story. So I guess the real question is it worth paying $300 for a router like the Asus 87 R? And in my case, it actually is not. I was actually hoping to see speeds a lot quicker than that. What I'm going to do now is actually I'm going to turn on, I'm going to go under Wi-Fi Manager, and I'm going to go under, we'll start with the My Internet. Alright, I'm going to hit connect. And what I'm going to do is on this computer, I'm actually going to open up Flash FXP, which is a FTP client. And I'm going to go on here on a preset that says wireless. That's fine. Alright, I'll go under downloads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this file over here. It's a American Ninja Warrior file, USA versus Japan. And I'm going to try transferring that over the 2.4 gigahertz under the Asus router over N. Keep in mind all this is over N because the Fire TV doesn't run AC. So I'm going to try transferring the file. There you go, look at that. It's a steady 1.9, 1.8. If it gets to 2 megabytes per second, I'll be actually surprised. All right, so that ends that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go under the My Internet 2. I'll select Connect. And once this little state over here, come on, connect. There you go. Once it has a little check mark, then I know it's connected. So now I go here again, I reconnect, and then I go under resume. Now I'll go down here. There you go. So before it was 1.9 or 1.8, and now I'm getting about 2.9 max, 2.6 being the lowest that I've seen there. It's actually going a little bit lower, but it's shooting back and forth. And that's over the e2000 running DDWRT. Yeah, it's rough. We'll just say it's a 2.6. So not too shabby. I'm gonna disconnect this right here. Now I'm gonna connect to the 5, My Internet 5. This is again the 5 gigahertz running off the Asus 87R. All right, now it says it's connected. I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit resume. So it was a 2.6 before. Actually, the last time I tested this was pretty even. I don't know why it's actually going slower right now. It could be the fact that the actual, and I'm sure this is what it is, there is an actual, right behind this TV, there's an e2000. That's where the access point is at. And the Asus router is actually about 10 feet away from here. So that might be the reason why the speeds are different right now, even though they weren't when I did this test earlier. Alright, well now that we're done with that, I'm going to cancel this out. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transfer this over the wire. Sorry. So I just pushed the cable back in to the back, and what you should see is that checkbox go away. There you go. So you see all those little hearts. So what this tells me right now is that I'm actually going over wired. So now what I'm going to do is on the presets up here, I will select wired. There you go. Go under downloads. And I guess I can resume that. So let's transfer it there. Hit resume all. So as you recall, the 2.4 gigahertz for the Asus 8700 was 1.9 max. For the e2000 running DDWRT, so it's hacked firmware, it ran a little bit higher than that. It was like 2.6. We'll say 2.8 I think was the max. And then the Asus 87R, which is running stock, that one was getting speeds of, if I recall correctly, it was a little bit under that, so it's like 2.4. And now we're going to try wired connection. So the wired connection is giving us about 1.5 to 1.7 megabytes per second higher than what the wireless gave us. But at the same rate, I mean, it's still not dropping frames. What I'm running right now is obviously the Asus router AC87R has gigabit connections on it. So does the e2000. So and this Synology is actually running also gig, but keep in mind that the Fire TV is limited to 100 megabits per second. It only has fast Ethernet on it, so it's a 10 and a 100 in there. So that's its limitation. But I guess that concludes my video. It's just giving you guys a little demonstration of the speeds that are capable, if it's worth purchasing an Asus 87R and the real world speeds that you would see. Thank you for watching.